When you hear the word university or campus, what comes to mind? Intellectual integrity, pluralism and freedom of speech, a safe environment for the exchange of ideas? Pretty basic, right? Well, here is the sad reality. Some of the world's leading universities have abandoned these principles, allowing intimidation, bullying, and even violence to hijack American campuses. This is the tragic truth about BDS on campus. What is BDS? Let's start with a quick reminder. The BDS movement is a global campaign calling for boycott, divestment, and sanctions against Israel. They claim to promote justice and human rights for Palestinians by forcing Israel to create a free and democratic Palestinian state living next to Israel. But is that really the case? The BDS's real ideology, elimination of the Jewish state, has been exposed and stated clearly by their leaders.
Definitely, most definitely, we oppose a Jewish state in any part of Palestine.
That is among the reasons that many countries and states have passed legislation against it. Before focusing on the campuses, I would like to make something clear. As a citizen of a democratic state, I strongly believe that it is completely legitimate, even necessary, to criticize Israel and debate almost any subject in an intellectually honest, safe, and free environment. But the unpleasant and even dangerous reality on campus when it comes to BDS warfare is the exact opposite. Let's start with the intellectual honesty. BDS advocates spread malicious lies against Israel.
Israel has closed off all things. They won't allow supplies in. They won't allow medicines in.
Israel is one of the worst offenders worldwide. It is probably today the only racist country by law.
You got to call it the way you see it. There's a Holocaust happening in the Holy Land.
They deny basic facts, whether it's the Jewish people's unbroken connection to the land, or the ongoing attacks by radical Islamist regimes and terror groups who dedicate themselves to destroying Israel. And speaking of terror organizations, Students for Justice in Palestine and other BDS supporters regularly glorify Islamic terror groups and regimes that are serial human rights violators. Now, what happens to pro-Israeli speakers who visit a campus?
My only purpose today is that this event is shut down.
You should not be allowed on the fucking campus.
I can't believe that we actually need a police escort to go out of a school.
Is tolerance for other opinions reserved only for people like this guy? Anyway, I guess we can cross intellectual integrity and freedom of speech off the list. Now, what about that part about universities being a peaceful safe haven? Let's see what this professor and BDS leader thinks about violence.
We've been watching Intifada in Palestine, we've been watching an uprising in Iraq, and the question is that what are we doing? How come we don't have an Intifada in this country?
Apparently, violence is a policy openly supported by the Students for Justice in Palestine, who asserted that violent resistance has its place and resistance is not terror. Sadly, many students have been bullied and harassed for supporting Israel or for even being suspected of supporting Israel. For example, if they happen to be Jews.
Campus police are trying to figure out who spray-painted swastikas all over the Jewish fraternity on Emory's campus.
Yale University, 3 swastikas were drawn outside a freshman dorm.
University of New Mexico police are trying to find out who scratched a swastika onto a Jewish student's dorm room door.
Apparently, these are not isolated incidents and cannot be waved away by naming BDS supporters who happen to be Jewish. Research studies by Brandeis University and the Amcha Initiative have revealed a direct correlation between activities run by BDS and Students for Justice in Palestine and a striking rise in anti-Semitism on campus. One professor in Northeastern University even declared it an honor to be called an anti-Semite. It seems like most universities are still way behind in confronting the BDS crusade, which is not only an assault on Israel or on integrity, but actually undermines the very foundation of what universities have stood for. It is about time this changes.
Audio